Did I go on a book buying bender because April has been an incredibly slump month? Yes. Did I also buy some of these books under the guise of the fact that they could be comp titles for The Wrath King, and that's why I justified my purchases? Also yes. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, and today I'm going to be doing a book haul, my first book haul ever. So, I bought these books because April has been a horrible slump month for me. I literally cannot understand why my month has been so unproductive in reading, in writing, in all of the things. It just feels like days are slipping by and I can't really grasp them. So, I bought these books when I was feeling kind of sad and like, I just want to read some stuff. I've only read one book for April. Craziness. So without further ado, let's jump into the books that I bought. So the first book that I got is Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. This is a queer science fiction space opera. This has an arranged marriage trope and also huddling for warmth when you crash in like a mountain snowy side. It gets me. I've already read this book. I really liked it. I also know that this was originally like a book that she posted on Tumblr and then got a deal with Tor, which, whoa, power move. And I'm really glad that I liked it. And so, you know, it was a good purchase. Also, pretty cover. The next book that I got, I also bought because it's queer and I am a sucker for queer stories. And I've heard a lot about this recently on Book Talk, and that is A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth. This is a fairy story about 4 teenagers, I believe. I've only read the prologue. I was reading it, but, you know, slump happened. And from what I can gather, the courts of the Fae in this world, Jesus, come on. The courts of the Fae have kind of been hidden from human society for a really long time, but now something threatens to like expose them. One of our main characters, the main character in the prologue, is looking for revenge, which I obviously pricked my ears up and was like, ooh, revenge? Ooh. What story also has revenge? The Wrath King. That is a humongous theme in The Wrath King. So I thought, 2 birds, 1 stone, a great queer book and also revenge story that I could possibly use as a comp title if I like it. Add to cart. I really do not know what this book is about besides the fact that it is an urban fantasy with fairies that takes place in modern day Toronto, which is super fascinating. I love how a bunch of these new stories are taking place in Canadian cities. I'm really excited to read this one as soon as I'm out of my slump. And also, not to brag, but I also, this was a present from a family member. It is a bookmark. It's really nice. It has this nice like tassel thing that I love. I love swinging around. There's a quote from Aristotle on it. I will put a video of what it actually says because you will not be able to see it with the glare from my window. And yes, I do say Aristotle only because I think it's funny. I do know it's Aristotle, okay? Sorry, don't come for me, please. It's just a joke. And the fact that I like to make fun of myself because I can't pronounce anything. The next book that I got was recommended to me by an old professor, and he knows how much I love epic fantasy, and he also knows how much I enjoy Asian literature, and so he suggested I read The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. So this is a high epic fantasy that I believe pulls from Japanese history, if the back blurb is to be believed. I believe this is about an orphan who finds out that she has like all of these cool magical powers, and she is chosen by a god, and there's a war kind of brewing, and from what I've heard, there's a lot about race and gender and class going on in this, which I'm very fascinated by, and I'm really interested, and so many people talk about how great this book is. I'm really excited, also because I really want to read more epic fantasy, more high epic fantasy as well. That is my favorite genre to read, so I picked this one up. If you've read this one, let me know if you liked it. I'm hoping I like this. It's been really popular recently, and I really want to read it. Also, cover, pretty. And surprisingly, like, it doesn't look that long. I mean, it is like 500 pages, but like, 500 pages isn't super long. To me, at least. I read really fast, so I'm excited to do this. Also, it smells like a Barnes & Noble, and I haven't been in a Barnes & Noble. I didn't buy this book at Barnes & Noble, by the way, but man, does it smell like Barnes & Noble, and it's just so good. That book smell, it's so good. Intoxicating, really. The next book that I got is a sequel, and a sequel that I've been really excited for, and so I decided I wanted to buy it, even though I had the first book in a paperback, which is annoying, but it's fine, I'll live. And that is We Free the Stars by Hafsa Faizal. This is the second book in the We Hunt the Flames duology. This is the obviously it's the second book. It continues on where the first book left off. It's a chunky book. It is way chunkier than I expected. It's also freaking gorgeous, and they look beautiful together. Hold on. Like, look at them together. Wow. Wow. So beautiful. So beautiful. I can't wait. I really liked We Hunt the Flame. I think I talked about it in my January wrap-up. Was my January wrap-up? And I said that I really wanted to read the sequel, so while I was on my book buying bender, I decided that I was going to buy the second book. I also want to support Hassa Faisal, especially because she is a woman of color, and especially with all of the Emily Duncan stuff going on currently, or was going on last week. I really wanted to buy a book to support Hassa Faisal because I also really like her. Like, I like her for a multitude of reasons. I didn't just buy this book because of the Emily Duncan stuff, but it gave me a reason to buy it now as opposed to waiting, you know, till a different time. Because I was eventually going to pick this book up, but I really wanted to buy this now. And I also really love Hassa Faisal's Instagram. I talk about this all the time, but I love her Instagram and I love her TikToks, and I just really want to be her friend. Which is so ridiculous, but like, also, she seems great, so we bought the book. So the next book I bought is actually a book I bought because also a comp title. Oh. But this is one of the books that I looked up, Blood Magic. It is a book that features blood magic. I don't think it has blood magic in the same way that The Rat King has blood magic, but I figured, you know what, we're gonna try anyway. And that is A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. Sorry, this book cover is really shiny. I have to hold it like that. Also, amazing book cover. Do I buy it because I love book covers? Also, yes. So this is about two sisters, I believe, who are fighting for a throne, their mother's throne, I believe. And so one of them is super powerful and does blood magic, and the other one I don't think has any power. I believe there's also like magical creatures. There's like a fae like creature in this, I believe, and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. It's about queens overthrowing people, blood magic. What else could you want? I'm excited. It's not very long, I don't think. It doesn't look very long. It's only 350 pages, so I can probably fly through this really fast, and I can't wait. So I'm hoping I like it, and I'm hoping it perhaps could be a comp title. The next book I bought, I know literally nothing about, but the cover is pretty. And that is The Stormcrow, Kaylin Josephson. I don't know why I'm struggling. I bought this because look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. Just admire this beautiful cover. I'm like a crow, or you know, and I'm like, ooh, shiny thing. Ooh, gonna buy it. This is about, I believe, a clan of people who ride large crows, magic large elemental crows, which, first of all, awesome. And I think this is about like rebellion and like, you know, an empire taking over their place, and then like this girl who has to like raise a baby crow. It kind of feels like a Dragon Rider kind of book, but like with crows instead. And I'm so here for that because chef's kiss, crows. Please, I love it. I love it. And I think this is just a duology. I've been like really into duologies lately and reading duologies. I think it'd be interesting to continue to read duologies because I myself am writing a duology, so that's why I got this one. The next book I got is because I started following this author on TikTok, and I'm really excited about one of their new books that comes out, I believe, in November. So I thought, you know, I'm gonna read one of their older books. And this is the one I thought I would like the most, so that's why I picked it up. And that is Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. This is a fantasy trilogy. Back description, it sounds a little bit like Six of Crows. I could be wrong. I'm not going into it with the expectation that it's gonna be like Six of Crows, because nothing can ever be Six of Crows. To me at least. I believe this is about a young woman who goes to this city of sin to look for her mother who has gone missing. And she meets up with this like infamous gangster gambler type guy, street lord and con man, it says on the back. Love me a good street lord and con man. Yeah, it's just supposed to be kind of fun. It seems like it's gonna be really fast paced. This one also smells like Barnes & Noble. Not as much as the Poppy War, but yeah, so I'm really excited to read this. It seems like a pretty fun, fast read, for me at least. Has gangs, casinos, gambling, a whole bunch of fun stuff. So I thought, you know what? Why not? I also love card games. This is a little known fact about me. I love card games. I will play any card game, and I am very competitive when it comes to card games. My favorite card game is Hearts, in case you wanted to know. And the final two books that I bought are two of my pre-orders that I just got yesterday on Tuesday the 20th because I've been so excited for both of these books. One of them is probably my most anticipated book of the spring besides Rule of Wolves. I've been so excited for it. Oh my gosh. I found out about this book in December of last year because I discovered the author on Instagram, as I do, because I just scroll through Instagram in a desperate attempt to find a bunch of authors so I can follow them and enjoy their content and, you know, learn from their stuff and learn from their ways of doing things. So this is a debut book, and it is Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart, and oh my goodness, I'm so excited! Oh, look at it, it's so pretty! It's so beautiful! Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I love this cover. I love the concept. Oh, it sounds so fun, and I kept like seeing snippets on Shannon Smart's Instagram, and I'm like so excited for the writing style. It seems like it's gonna be right up my street. I'm super excited. This is, I believe, a Jamaican inspired fantasy with obviously witches. I love witches. Everyone has a witch book, I feel. It's also chunky. Oh, she's chunky, she's thick, and I love it. Love a girthy book. It's about two girls who are enemies. One of them is a heir to a toppled dynasty, and the other one is a daughter of the woman who toppled said dynasty. So the one girl has stolen magic, and the other one has been locked in a cell her entire life, and now they must team up to defeat the one's mother because she is going to kill the other one for her magic. Oh, what a fun concept. Wow. And I love enemies who like have to join together for revenge. I love revenge stories. I'm just obsessed with revenge stories. I'm like super here for it, and I'm super excited to see how this one plays out. I also believe this is a duology. It could not be, but I know there's a second book, so it's possible it's a duology. Anyway, I am really excited for this. It was also blurbed on the back by Samantha Shannon, and I love Samantha Shannon. I read Prior to the Orange Tree last month, and it was great. I'm really excited about this one. Oh, it just seems so fun and so good. I'm so excited. So excited. And the other book that came in the mail is one that is vastly different than every other book that I've held up, except maybe Winter's Orbit, because that is also another different book, because most of this time I just buy fantasy. This is a book that I saw a couple months ago, the author talking about on her Instagram, and she was talking about how this book was originally supposed to be a trilogy, and she just couldn't sell it as a trilogy, so she had to kind of restructure and compromise her vision of what the story was so it could get out to people. And I was really fascinated by that, and how like the resilience just of some authors to get their story out here, because this book is in a strange, weird, wacky genre, and I am super here for it as someone who is also writing a similar genre at some point in the future, hopefully, if I have a career. And the book is Dustborn by Erin Bowman. Also, what the fuck is up? Oh my god, these cover designers are like literally like gagged, gooped, scooped and shoot. Like what? This is, I could stare at it lovingly all day. It's beautiful. This is a Western post-apocalyptic dystopia book, not fantasy. I hesitate to say fantasy. But the concept of this is that our main character has a tattoo on their back that is supposed to be the key to finding the Verdant, which is an oasis of sort, but no one can read it and no one has been able to find it, so they think it's a myth. And our main character is on this world, on this planet, that is covered with sandstorms, deserts, very little water, and basically it's very hard to survive. Hence, Dustborn, born in dust. It's very dusty. Very hard landscape to live in. The author describes it as Mad Max meets the 100, which I'm super interested in, except, you know, without cars and stuff. It's also Old West. I love Wild West stories. Whew. Love the Wild West so much. I'm going to write my own Wild West story one day, so I'm really excited about that. Love a quest story. Love that whole thing. I'm like really excited to read this. It feels like the setting is going to be a character in and of itself, and like the setting is going to be part of the antagonists, because that is something that I really love. So yeah, those are all the books that I bought in April. Have only read one of them, but I'm super excited, and I just love looking at them. Like, it feels good just to look at books sometimes. And of course, sometimes books like The Poppy War just smell like Barnes & Noble, and you know what? That smells like home. So good. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope maybe you got some book recommendations or heard about some books you haven't heard about before. And if you're not on a book buying ban, maybe you have found some books that you might want to purchase or get from your local library. I hope your reading month is going a lot better than mine is, because I've been terrible with reading and writing. You know, it's fine. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. If you like this video, please make sure you like it down below. And if you want to see more of my rambling face, you can subscribe to me. I post new videos every single Thursday, and I'm going to be streaming every Friday with the Troublemakers. Links will be down below. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! And look The one sister, by Kaylin Josephson. I've really struggled to say that name.